Welcome, live chatters and mad hatters. Today is Sunday, May 23rd, 2021 AD. There was a very famous song by Julie Collins called Who Knows Where the Time Goes. Anyway, it was 50 years ago this month. I ran away from New York, as my mother would say, and went to Madison for the weekend, where I stayed forever. And I wonder why we don't see any here at the moment. Oh, there we go. New Hope. Hey, New Hope and I have been going through some major comment back and forth. Patrick Coleman, my wonderful nephew, who's becoming a millionaire in the stock market. Edward Steiner, thank you for your tithe through the Patreon. Yes, not Patreon. What am I talking about? Thank you for your little gift using PayPal. Yes, if anybody wants to contribute to this station, not have Google take 33%, you can always send me a donation through PayPal. Lori Buckman, thank you for the nice letter. Kevin Wilson, always good to hear you. And see, I'm Guru. I'm going to have to come visit you in Oklahoma since I think you're 84. I wondered what it is like to be 84. Jennifer H., nice to see you. Tejas Monikar, waiting for one of your great puns. And here we are. I wonder how our friend Mohammed Al-Sarat is doing now that there's finally a ceasefire between Gaza and Israel. Boy, he was really in bad shape last week. I hope he shows up again. Hey, FVDW, nice to see you. I believe you're still young and studying in school. Oh, those were the days, weren't they? And C, what do you think? Is life short? You tell me. You're 84, I'm 72. Life seems short to me. Goes by way too quick. You know the old joke by Woody Allen about the two women in the delicatessen or the restaurant. One woman says, "The food here is terrible," and the other woman says, "Yes, and in such small portions too." That is classic Jewish humor. Hi, Ed. Hi, Sandy Saranko, beautiful British Columbia, as I am in beautiful Oregon. Cheryl Daniel. Not quite sure where you're from. Go ahead and let me know. I forget. Kevin Wilson, probably from somewhere in the UK or Ireland. Anyway, so Woody Allen says that's just like life. It's horrible and miserable, all this suffering, and it's over far too quickly. So that's what I think. It's over far too quickly. But hopefully I got another 20 years in me. Why oysters do not charity? Because they are shellfish. Don't get it. Jack Henry, Pastor Doug from Alberta, yes. Oh, yes, this, I forget, I have to say, this is Pastor Doug in the Depression Radio Hour, every Sunday from 12 to 1, although I won't be here next Sunday. Susan Jones from Virginia. There we go. And Anna Solomon, whose name I love. Madam, I'm Adam. Anna's first name is a palindrome. Mohammed Al-Sarat, you're here. Devastated Gaza, yes, but the fighting has stopped and you're still here. Thank goodness. Chris Boswell, hi Douglas, how do you overcome a body phobia of your genitals? Whoa, that is body dysmorphia, and obviously that's something you need to see a trained psychiatrist or therapist about. You know, all I know is something in the brain is not working properly, and it can be fixed or managed or healed. Hey, my favorite person, Lisa from Alberta. You and should get together with this other Alberta live chatter. What is his name? He just told me. Jack Henry and Lisa Lagai. Check, you know. Who knows? You might be living on the same street. Jennifer H. Are you getting stronger after just starting bicycling 2 weeks ago? Telling my sleep and anxiety to go with my husband. Yes, you were the one who got the road bike. Yeah. Hey, what can I tell you? I just took a beautiful bike ride, 2 days ago. Okay, so what are we going to do? First, we're going to hide. And then we're going to go here. And we're going to put report. We're going to hate speech. Okay, choose one. I'm just getting rid of somebody who's, he's been here before and he's gone. All right. I'm worried about Muhammad. Has anyone heard from him? Yes, he's on the live chat right now, Lazy Eye Ranch. Pedar Shields, Muhammad, hopefully ceasefire will keep and war will cease. So sorry for your losses. The world is watching and cares. Veronica Sasse, hello. What nationality are you? Pedar Shields, please send out an email to let people know I'm not going to be here next week. All right. Any other questions about mental health? Yes, Veronica Sisse, nice to hear from you. Well, I'm exhausted. I moved back to the institution. I live on the street because it has been destroyed. Thanks for your thoughtfulness. All right. How to reduce my gray matter in the brain? Why would you want to reduce your gray matter? Ashisha Sinha. Right. I got the whole thing done in the end. Sorry, it's been a few weeks since I was last here. No wonder. No worries, Ethan Ryan. So Muhammad is back. He survived, hopefully, as they said that the ceasefire will continue. Life is too short all at once. It dawned on me that I didn't have that many more years, and I was very upset about it. Yeah, you should be, Hansi. I'm just as upset as you are. And I hopefully, got a few more left also. But yeah, I don't know how I'm going to feel when I'm 80. I guess one day at a time. Justin Random Guy, he was counted among the transgressors, and I don't know who Just a Random Guy is. Can OCD be cured? I don't think it can be cured. It can be managed. There's a book called Brain Lock, and I'm not the final authority. This is just an educational channel, but you should definitely consult a mental health professional. And I'm giving you a really good thank you, Lagai, for $13.99 Canadian. We had a really paltry showing of donations last week, so I'm glad you started things out on a good note. Peace be with you, Lagai. As I say, we'll have to meet you just across the border, are you not? The kids are recovering. They stopped crying, but still traumatized. Well, of course, being in a war zone, it's traumatic for anybody, especially a young person. So Ashish Sinha, I hope I answered your question. Well, anything new in the world of mental health recovery? I will say that there was a great article in the New York Times by Benedict Carey, the writer who is retiring, who said that we have spent billions of dollars in mental health research and we're no closer to understanding depression or helping people in distress. That's why we have these chats. That's why people are therapists. That's why we have groups, because we need to be on the ground in the trenches helping people suffering. Jokes. What's the difference between a well-dressed man on a bicycle and a poorly dressed man on a bike? Attire. I still don't get it. Does a bike only have one tire? Do I support the right to die? It depends on the situation. I had a very close friend who had terminal cancer. He only had about 3 months to live, and he chose death with dignity, which is legal in Oregon. But if someone's going through a hard time and they're feeling life is not worth living and they're 28, not a good idea. Finally felt reprieve from my loneliness last night after so long. How can I get more of these? Well, Jennifer H., I thought you were cycling and you're feeling better after cycling. Just keep it up. Keep up what you're doing. Richier, nice to see you. Well, I forgot to bring my jokes, but I do have the Laugh Out Loud book for kids. What do you do when an elephant sneezes? You get out of the way. What is the craziest bird in the world? The cuckoo bird, of course. And what do you get when your dog makes you breakfast? You get poached eggs. Only a 5-year-old would like that. Right, so some good news. When going through Hell Don't Stop, my ebook, my audiobook was, which I posted Here it is. On Audible, my memoir. 68 copies sold in the first 76 days. If you like to listen to books, some of you have heard it. I serialized the entire 13 episodes here on YouTube at the end of last year, and it is now available on Audible for only $14.95 or less if you are a member. I tell you, this guy, Jacob Colton, reads the story like no one's business. So, anybody have it? Last first, you had this comment from me before on the comment section. Yeah. If someone's 1 year younger than adulthood, has a minimum age, and doesn't have, well, everybody has the right to die last first, of course. It's an individual choice, but I don't think it's a good decision. So that's it. We're done with this discussion. So I respect your view, and you're right. People get to choose, but some choices, you know what happens, of course, when people are really depressed, they're not thinking clearly, right? I thought to myself in 97, I'm doomed. I'll never write again. It's all hopeless. I might as well die right now. But I was wrong. When I recovered, I went on to have the most productive time of my life, including 4 new books. So I have a video called Don't Believe What Your Brain is Telling You When You're Depressed, or Depression Lies About the Future. That's the problem. You can't trust your brain, so you have to be around other people who love you, who understand you, who are on the lookout for you, so they can dispute your beliefs anytime they're completely irrational. Oh, there's a nice crow up there. All right. So I guess I'm going to put you in timeout last first. Hey, Marin W. Nice to hear from you. Originally from Japan, now from Ireland. How's it going? Janine, you're having a bad day today? Well, yeah, I got it. So I'm glad you're here. Having a headache, says Ana Gomez. First thing in the morning, drink water. Immediately lasts really fast. In my case, it never fails. Headache stresses. This avoids Tylenol. Try it. Yeah, a lot of people get headaches are dehydrated. And of course, Peter Shields says, we are here to help. Absolutely. All right. We have 57 viewers. Let's see if we can get it up to 80 as we have before. And what other news? Episode 4 of Words That Heal was posted yesterday. I Choose a World in Which I Live. These audiobooks of my affirmations book are not getting a whole lot of play, but the people who are listening to them are really getting a lot out of them. And affirmations, you know, boy, they can help the negative thinking. Jeannie says, I feel good for a few weeks, years, and then I have a dip for a few days. Well, that's the way it is. And thank you. That's probably going to be Jason Clulo. I know it is. Oh, it's Jay River. Wow. Thank you for all your work. What advice would you give a 22-year-old man, or I would say young adult, who has made a lot of mistakes and now has ADHD because of it? I'd say first, forgive yourself. You were doing the best you could. You're only 22 years old. And secondly, see if you can work with your thoughts. I have a video, which is my most popular video, called How to Stop Intrusive and Obsessive Thoughts, and see if you can either let them go or refute them. And if you can't, reach out to a good mental health professional. There are medications, there are techniques, and you can manage and vastly reduce your OCD. So you are young, your whole life is ahead of you, and get into treatment if you can't reduce the OCD on your own. When I was 22, I was a complete and total mess. As my mother would say, but what's changed? My mother, she was really nice. And there is Pedar Shields for 25 euros. Thank you. Wow. Thank you guys we're having a better time than last week. And of course, never have been doing any of my mental health work for money the last 50 years, but it does help to have paid videographers and for making this channel possible. Emma Nasser, hey, my friend, I just came back from a psychiatrist. For some reason, I feel awful and hate myself and think about it a lot. Is it normal? I don't know. If it's normal, sometimes at the beginning of therapy, you feel worse before you feel better. What I would say is, you know, call up your doctor and tell him or her what's going on and process it. There could be all reasons why you feel worse after the first day of therapy, but not necessarily bad. Or it could be you know, it was not a good fit. There's so many reasons to explain what you're going through. Reach out to the person who we're working with. The Light of Spirit, I want to know, what do you think about induced depression by medication, says Veronica Sisse, and a lot of mental suffering. Psychiatry has no way to verify the serotonin in your brain. Well, some people have adverse reactions to medications, I being one of them. SSRIs, Prozac, Zoloft, Lexapro, they're like poison to me. But other people are just fine with them. So it's an individual thing. Yeah, you're right in some ways. Psychiatry still doesn't really understand what goes on in the brain of a depressed person. It's sort of trial by error. They're kind of finding their way through the dark. It's still very primitive, but sometimes these medications work, and there are other ways to impact your mood besides medications. This is why I've created this list that any of you are welcome to. It's called Self-Care Activities to Improve Your Mood: Mental, Emotional, Physical, Spiritual, Social, and Lifestyle Habits. 5 different ways and areas of life that you can use. So, we're in W. Weekends always on a fast, like you're not eating on the weekends, Marin W. Anyway, it's great to hear from you. How to overcome fear of falling asleep? I feel like losing control and fear of losing consciousness. God, that can be a lot of things. Narcolepsy, who knows? You get it checked out by a medical doctor. Oh, I see. Fear of falling asleep at night. Okay, yeah, I've had that. It happens quite a lot. Anxiety at bedtime. Yeah. Get a good mental health professional. You might even want a sleep study, but reach out for help. Reach out for help. Reach out for help. Would mushrooms help with PTSD and retroactive jealousy? Laura Hawkins asks. From the experiment with psilocybin at Johns Hopkins University, psilocybin can help people make leaps and bounds in therapy and get past stuff that they're blocked on. So I would say yes. Actually, ecstasy, MDMA, is now being approved for treatment of post-PTSD among veterans. So yeah, absolutely possible. However, this is something you would want to do under the auspices of professionals, since psilocybin is not legal yet, except in Oregon, but it won't be available for 2 years. Self-medicating is always, problematic, or it can be problematic. So, yeah, I mean, it's your choice, but psilocybin has been known to be very, very helpful. You might want to read a book called, by Michael Pollan, Pollan, called, someone remind me. All right, 65. We're going up one at a time. He puts people in timeout for saying inappropriate things that could get his channel shut down. This is no place for trolls. Well, they come and they go, and today they're here. So, anybody who sees trolls, just alert me. I'm keeping an eye out for them. Hey, Evelyn May. Recovering from my second Pfizer shot. Will be having my next surgery on June 21st. Still having sleeping problems. And what is your surgery for? Evelyn May, I may be getting a surgery for my hip on July 20th. Oh, time goes fast on weekends compared to weekdays. Always dreading about work. Well, so are a lot of people. Thank you, Pedar, for your €25 donation. Appreciate all that you do. If anybody wants to be on an email list and can connect in between live chats, simply reach out to Pedar Shields. I'm sure he'll put his email on here momentarily. Please take care of your health so you can live long. Damian Lopez says, do you mean I have to stop eating Haagen-Dazs ice cream all night long? All right. Have you tried CBT Ahana? That will help you. And I don't know what CBT Ahana is, but yeah, you should explain it to me. Jeannie, thank you for doing this. You're more than welcome. What is your view about Lexapro? When I was running a depression support group, at one point, 9 out of 10 people were taking it, and they all had good experience. I took it, and it was a disaster. But it is a good medication for many people. All right. Any other comments? Well, one, two is trolling because calling you a coward for blocking the troll ugliness. We don't need that negativity here. Yeah, well, yeah, they come and they go, don't they? Just, trolls are like negative thoughts. You just basically, they come and they go. Or, in this case, in live chat, you just block them. That's easy, right? You can't block negative thoughts all the time, but you certainly can block trolls, especially if you're Douglas Bloch. Hey, Gwen Clemson, nice to see you. So, as you know, one of the great problems in our world right now is people giving up hope. There's a lot, I mean, the pandemic has been devastating for a lot of people. So, again, and thank you. A website I've done called Overcoming Suicidal Pain, right here. I spent 3 years in putting my heart and soul into this website. Anybody who's having thoughts of hopelessness or feel like they might not be able to, continue in their pain, please go to that site or any of the other wonderful sites available. All right. Hey, Texas Angel, you been to that? Absolutely. My surgery will consist of a partial movement of a bladder sling that did not work. Will be put under anesthesia about 30 minutes to an hour. Appreciate any prayer. Sure. Well, there's always silent unity. One 816-969. So, hey Damien, what does that word mean to you, or those words? They're talking about people who have 3 months to live and are going to die anyway. That is, many places in the world, the Netherlands, here in Oregon, think that's all right. Oh my God, do you hear that, Bruce? Oh my goodness, do you hear Bruce? 77 people. If we get Bruce on here, we'll get 100. Yeah. What's going on, Bruce? Did you hear that meow, everybody? Yeah, I've been there too. When I've been very depressed and anxious, my mind fears falling asleep. It's a tough thing. I would say, as my father used to say, take some deep breaths, and think of some really good times in the past you've had. Bruce, come here. Here he is, the star of the live chat. He had a really bad haircut the other day. I know, it's tough to be on camera. Well, I'm going to put you down. You want to go outside? Well, you just got to see Bruce, didn't you? Oh, well. Why do elephants never run on trains? Because they don't want their trunks put in the baggage car. That's not too bad. Bruce looks like a master of snuggling. Yes, well, my godson's wife said he was the ugliest cat she's ever seen, but she's the only one who said that. Have you looked up some somnophobia? Yeah, that's what it is. Beatrix X, Beatrix Potter. Do you have any advice for someone who's gone through multiple nervous breakdowns? Well, I'm one of them. It seems like there's a lot of advice out there. Hey, we're at 80 people. Bruce did it. Let's get up to 90. A lot of advice out there for only one. Oh, no. Look, whether you've had one nervous breakdown, 3, 4, or 5, like I've had, it's always the same thing. You have to go find practical tools and coping strategies, which is what my 308 videos are about here, right? And you just take it one day at a time. You focus on the present moment. It's the same thing whether you've had 1 or 5. You go back to your toolbox, take out your tools, and practice these tips, which I've now misplaced, but doesn't matter. I guess it does matter. Here we go. Self-care activities to improve your mood. These things. Boosting your psychological immune system. We don't have... See, the problem with mental illness, unlike, getting your appendix removed, it's not a cut and dry thing. You can't get your brain removed, right? Oh my God, my brain sucks. I want to take it out, doctor. One of these days, long after I'm gone, they may have a brain transplant. They have liver transplants. They have heart transplants. They have lung transplants. Can you imagine how complex it is with the lungs, all those blood vessels going in and out? One day they're going to need a brain transplant. Does anybody here want to have a brain transplant? Wouldn't that be nice? Raise your hand if you want to have one. Or if you'd like to have one. Where's Bruce? He just was on the channel. Okasi Dwarg, are you seeing a therapist or someone else to help you with this? Maybe you can look up some videos on YouTube with tips. Absolutely. Jay Benjamin, I'm well. Can you email that to me, Gwen Clemson? Sure. Just email me, douglasbloch@gmail.com, and I will send you one. Okay, the brain cannot be transplanted. Of course, that was a joke. If you want to have your brain transplanted, you may have to wait until a long, long distance future. But I guarantee you in 500 years, they're going to figure out how to do it. Of course. Can you believe it? Did anyone ever think a heart or a lung or a liver would be transplanted? Did anyone ever think we'd go to the moon? Did anyone ever think you could carry a jukebox in your pocket, iPhone? Do you know that cars are going to have no drivers pretty soon? Oh, of course. Tennis works for me. It was my main reason, main focus sports-wise for years. The brain is the person by at least 60-70%. Some people think it's all of the person. Greetings, Douglas. Sorry about my English. I suffer from ODC. I wash my hands compulsively, OCD, for long periods of time and take long showers to the point my skin gets irritated. Yeah, that's classic. Well, are you getting help? Are you consulting a mental health therapist? This is something that is again a function of a brain circuit's not firing properly, but there are tools and techniques to change it. Right, 75 people, 12:32 p.m., 20 minutes left, and I am going to go ahead and hold a little sign, if I can find what I wrote. What does it say? It says, no live chat May 30th. That's a week from today. Why? Because someone asked me how I could be doing this every day for 4 straight years without a break. And I thought, all work and no play makes Douglas a dull boy, or Jack, or whoever. So next Sunday at 9:30, 10 a.m., I'm going to go on a long bike ride with a friend named Zandy, who spells her name Xande. Haven't seen since the beginning of the pandemic, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's Memorial Day weekend. Maybe I'll go to the coast. So that's my week off. So you guys may want to do your messenger. Are you guys doing that? Communicating by WhatsApp or Messenger? Kevin Wilson, how do you get daily brain transplants? Well, you meditate. Okay, one of our favorite people, Dhruv Gautam, is asking for prayers. He says, guys, please pray for me. I am unemployed, have no economic support. I have an interview for a course tomorrow. Please pray for me. A course meaning getting into a course or having a job? Anyway, we will definitely pray for you. And again, I'll put it up here again, but there's one of the best 24-hour prayer lines in existence. And it's called Silent Unity, and their number is 1-800-969-2000. They close at 1 a.m. Central Time for a few hours, but otherwise they are constantly open, almost 24 hours a day. They will give you an affirmative prayer, and they will basically hold you in their prayer chapel for 30 days. It never seems to fail me. If they could transplant brains, which still remains? I would think consciousness stays with the working brain. Don't know, my brain isn't working too well. Now we're getting into philosophy, right? Is consciousness in the brain or is it outside the brain? No one will ever know until you die, and then, of course, even then you might not know, especially if death is a cessation of consciousness. So that's a really, I mean, people have been thinking about that forever, haven't they? But, it would be interested, in the stomach and the gut, if you transfer your fecal matter from a person who's healthy, has a healthy gut, to one who has an unhealthy gut, the unhealthy gut will repopulate with good bacteria and produce serotonin. There's more serotonin, which is the, happy neurochemical in the gut than in the brain, right? So that's already happening to a certain extent by transplants, those kind of transplants, right? Affecting the brain. Well, science fiction, right? Someone should write a science fiction story. What would happen if my brain, Douglas Bloch's brain, went into your brain, or vice versa? Would you feel like Douglas Bloch? Well, if so, you might want to get a different brain, right? You don't want to have someone's brain who's had a number of nervous breakdowns. So let's take the happiest person that you know, have their brain put in you. What would happen? Interesting question. Death cannot be the cessation of consciousness. How about accounts of ghosts? Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. I've never seen a ghost, but the Cowardly Lion in Wizard of Oz said, "I do believe in ghosts. I do believe in ghosts. I do believe in ghosts." So yeah, or something like that. I've been worried sick. Whoops. You're applying for MSc in Digital Humanities. Oh, you're getting a degree of some sort, right? My brain is not too well wired. Appreciate your help. No problem, Drew. Definitely reach out for help. It always works. Can a depressed person lose interest in you because of the depression? Absolutely. People who get depressed lose interest in activities, in people they know and love. It's a horrible, horrible disease. And someone just donated $14.99. That was very generous of you. And that was Evelyn May. Thank you, Douglas, for all you do. God bless. May continue to bless you to do what you do. Can help us so many of us. Thank you. And wonderful luck on your operation. I would definitely call Silent Unity and let them know, that you need some prayer support. I'm so lucky to have this group in my life. I feel like virtual relationships can often be much real than the real relationships. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Doug. Well, Drew, are you on the email list of Padar Shields, right? So you can contact people by email in between these groups, especially since they won't be on the air next week. Maybe they will be able to transplant the brain, but they will never be able to translate the spirit. And that is an interesting comment, isn't it? I'm right on the fence. Okay, so does that mean if somebody's brain gets transplanted into me, I still have my spirit, or their spirit still remains with them, even with the new brain? Wow. Heady stuff, isn't it? Oh, that was a pun. Oh, heady stuff. I like it. What did neuroscience, what did neurosurgeons say when they asked about the operation? It's a no-brainer. Wow, pretty heady stuff. I made a what do you call it? Pun. BC, seeing a new mental health professional June 4th, no unreal expectations, just hope. Absolutely. Just go in there with as a blank slate. And also have some questions and set some goals. What would you like to get out of therapy? I believe in that. I believe in intention, attracting to you what the intention is about. So don't just walk in randomly. Walk in with some intention, some purpose. Will interest attraction come back after the depression episode? You bet. Do you know that when you get severely depressed, your hippocampus, the seahorse structure in your brain, shrinks and your memory gets really, small? But then when you come out of the depression, it enlarges to its size. Isn't that interesting how the body can recover? Absolutely. A lot of people lose their memory or have poor memory when they're depressed, and then it comes back after they get better. We all matter to God. Please believe it, feel it. Observing nature will remind you. That's true. Have missed it. What is Silent Unity? Silent Unity is a 24-hour prayer ministry that was founded in 1889 that basically you call them up, you tell them what you need, and they will create a vision of wellness for you for 30 days. Very powerful. I do believe I have some negative energy in my apartment. Do you think it's my mind account or could it be real? I don't know. Some people are really sensitive, like my wife Jo, and they do pick up on stuff. Maybe it's a holdover from the last person. I mean, thoughts are things, are they not? Right? Consciousness and matter are interchangeable, said Einstein. Equals mc squared, right? So your consciousness and matter are interchangeable. So a thought can be kind of a form, thought forms, right? So you might be picking up on other people's thought forms who used to live there. In that case, you need to do some sort of a ritual, burn some sage, and say some prayers and cleanse the area and say, anything that is not mine, I send back into the earth to be transformed and transmuted. Anything that is not mine, I send back into the earth. Something like that. Do a nice ritual. Flip Van Walligan. What a great name that is. He must have said a joke. And I can't find it. Maybe you can repeat it. I would happily rewrite your brain. I'm an electrician. Rewire your brain. I'm an electrician. That's very, very good. Thank you. That's. Why was the electrician so popular? He was able to rewire brains. Please, guys, pray for me. I hope to God that the interview goes well. So do we. And remember, call Silent Unity. I believe in negative energy as well. Yeah, I mean, I do believe that thoughts are forms. I might have to watch a rerun next week at this time. Right. That's right. That's good. It's like your favorite TV show, right? Aren't there some like Star Wars? Some of these TV shows that have been gone for a while, they go into syndication reruns and people watch them forever. I used to watch Superman reruns, Pastor Douglas reruns, the Depression Radio Hour or Recovery Hour, reruns of the Depression Recovery Hour. Well, guess what? I have good news for you, Kevin Wilson. There are now 216 of these live chats posted on my website. You can go all the way back to the first one and watch 216 recorded episodes. That'll keep you busy, right? I never thought about that. I think cognitive behavioral therapy is something that can help you. It can help many, many things. Absolutely. Right. That's great. Thank you, Damien, for your compassion for Lazy Eye Ranch. Lazy Eye Ranch is Suzanne. Too bad we can't see pictures of all you guys. That would be interesting. That's scary that he died the next way. I know your story. It must have been very traumatic, and I'm trying to go back to Lazy Eye Ranch and see this story. How long does depression episode last, Mateus? It's hard to say. Everybody's different. But one thing I can tell you is it does come to an end. It does come to an end. Okay, that last conversation, Lazy Eye Ranch, that you had with your dad, I'm looking it up. It sounds very powerful. My dad and I had a very deep conversation about death and afterlife one day because he had terminal cancer. Great conversation, gave me peace. He died the next day unexpectedly. He was murdered. Wow. Phew. Lazy Eye Ranch, you have had trauma, but that was wonderful that your dad connected with you on that. Wait. Ana Gomez, the spirit has no age, and yes, it's eternal. Let's keep our spirit healthy as well. Well, making right choices. FDVU, thank you, so kind, but I live near Delhi. Jack Henry, did I explain what Silent Unity was? You should call their number. or just look it up online. I do have a video about silent unity. I think it's called a resource. We should hit the like button. After those trolls came on, our views dropped by about 25%. Only 66 viewers. Normally we get 90 or 100. Well, there you have it. At least the people here are getting a lot. And Katie Kahn, thanks for providing a space to sit and chat and be validated. Absolutely. That's what we're here for, is to show each other love and compassion. Thank you, Davian. I hear a lot of conversations here and a lot of interactions. Very healthy. Thank you. Good to come on the live chat. Absolutely. Accept and move on. How do I know if a person doesn't just want me around or it's the depression? Well, either way, you have to make a decision. If you love somebody and they love you and they're going through depression, it's probably a good thing to stick around. Joan stuck around with me through 3 of my episodes. Life is about growing in love and wisdom. Very true. Who said that, Clara? And that was some kitchen table wisdom. It's my favorite saying. The purpose of life is growing in love and wisdom. Sharon, where did you hear that? Need prayer. Help myself keep finding myself in the toxic work environments. I have a video on that about job-based depression. Well, I guess that's looking for a job. But yeah, if it's a toxic work environment, you may need to start looking for work while you're there. Hopefully you have a therapist you can talk about this with. But yeah, I've been in toxic work environments. They're really, like you say, very unhealthy. All right. Once again, letting you know every 15 minutes that on May 30th, which is a week from today, there will be no live chat. Email your friends. I will be out taking a day off on Memorial Day weekend. Drew says, I'm sure that most people here are regular subscribers, but still don't forget to like. I cannot donate any money, but the least I can do is ask people to like and subscribe. Well, you're a real mensch. As we say in Yiddish, a real person. Thank you, Drew. We're praying for you to get that, be accepted into that course. Mateus Almeida, the Arajo, have patience and give them time to reply. Some happen to me, no reply. I get too upset and lost a friend because of that. Yeah, people will return when they're ready to. And if they're not, well, it's hard. People are hardwired to connect. It's hard when relationships, have problems. Summertime, less videos, or we're not quite at summertime yet, but in Oregon we are. And Pedar Shields very generously is offering his email to be on the group Gmail, the group. He's offering his email to be on the group list, pe.shields@gmail.com. Shields is spelled SHEILDS. I before E except after C. Except in this case, there's an exception. Ana Gomez, we need to pray for our children around the world. They have a right to feel safe and be mentally healthy. You're absolutely right. Validation is the name of the game. Live chat reruns are great. Listen to them daily. I'm glad somebody does. After I do one of these, I have to move on and think about something else. Hey, it's my friend Stuart. Don't go anywhere. Hey, I got about 13 minutes on my live chat. I'll talk to you about his solution. It can't. Rook takes pawn can't be right.
I don't know if you saw my chat. That's not the solution.
Good.
Also, it wasn't psilocybin. It was mescaline. Also, it wasn't Kilburn Park. It was Tilden Park.
Well, that's because my Siri is bad. All right. Anyway, but you know what I'm getting at. I can't wait to talk to you at 1 o'clock. Adios. My best friend, Stuart Warren, who I met when I was 9 years old. Guess what? May 26th, this coming Wednesday, 2021 represents 50 years, 50-year anniversary that I moved to Madison, Wisconsin after graduating from college to be with him. And we have been traveling around the world and living in the same cities for 50 years. We're going to have a big celebration. We're going to watch the moonrise. There's a big pink full moon eclipse on Wednesday, the 26th, or Thursday, the 27th. We're going to go to Larchmont, and I cannot wait. Having a lifelong friend is better than all the millions of dollars in the world, right? The best things in life are not things, right? People who make $70,000, people who make $500,000 a year, there's very little difference in their happiness. Once you have enough to meet your basic needs, more money does not necessarily mean more happiness. It can in some respects, but mental health is the most important thing we've got. If you've lost your peace of mind, you've lost everything. That's what makes depression such a cursed illness, and that's why people, think about ending their lives, because of the mental pain and suffering is too much. So, I am grateful that right now I'm feeling somewhat well, because there's many, many years in my life where I was not. And so we have to every day wake up and appreciate and say, thank you, Spirit, God, universe, that I'm feeling okay today, that I'm not in torment, that I'm not thinking that life will never get better, that I'm not thinking of ending my life. Thank you that I feel well. Thank you for this gift of this day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Charles agrees with me. $5 donation. Thank you, Charles. CHRLESS. That's nice. Keep peace in your heart. That's beautiful, the guy. I might be too old to use WhatsApp. What do you mean? You're just an app where you call people, right? It's like using a regular phone. Ana Gomez, Janine, have a great day. I love those little emojis. Keep peace in your heart. Yes. Yeah, if you can't see well enough, Lazy Eye Ranch, well, maybe you can use a magnifying glass. Can you share the Serenity Prayer? Sure, you want to put on there? This is from St. Francis of Assisi. This is from memory, but this is a long prayer. Oh, no, I'm talking about a different prayer. Yeah, okay. Bruce is meowing. I'm talking about St. Francis prayer. Okay, this is from A. Grant me this serenity. If I can only spell S-E. Try it again. Serenity with an S. S-E-R-E-N-I-T-Y. Oh, I can use my... To accept the things I cannot change, comma, to change the things I can, comma, and the wisdom to know the difference. Period. Wow. Here we are. Is this it? The person who asked me to share the Serenity Prayer? Namiko, you're wonderful. Thank you. Who asked me to share the Serenity Prayer? There it is, right? Grant me the serenity to accept the things I can, not change. The courage to change the things I can, the wisdom to know the difference. What a wonderful prayer, huh? I have ME, what is that? Chronic fatigue syndrome? What is ME again? I guess it's the same thing as chronic fatigue syndrome. Fibromyalgia, hypothyroidism do not work because of the symptoms. I feel like I'm jet lagged, have the flu every day. Wow. Texas Angel, my heart goes out to you. Anything help? Can you at least take walks? That's always good for the health, or maybe take a warm shower. Yeah, need to try it on my Chromebook. That might work. It's good for some people that have belief systems like religion. I understand it. It's not for everyone, though. I agree. Just had 2 surgeons, got COVID all at the same time. The recovering time has been brutal, but I'm almost out of the woods. The anxiety was insane as well. Charles, you're a mensch. You hung in there. Good for you. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger, said Nietzsche. May your dose be increased. My doctor says T3, T4 are balanced, so he's decreasing my dose. I don't know if meds are really helping me or not. Yeah, I was on some thyroid meds, but now I'm decreasing them because they were too much. Hey, Beach Mom from Brooklyn. My mom grew up in Brooklyn, just like you. Nice to see you. You've only got 7 minutes left, but hey, better late than never. And of course, except the things I kind of changed was misspelled by Siri. It's ACCECP. Right, just going back and seeing what other people have said. Texas Angel, remind me what ME stands for. Thank you again, Charles, for your donation. Maybe one more donation in the next 6 minutes. All right, looking for people's messages. Gwen comes and stick with it out. Give yourself more time to learn from your therapist. Yeah. Hey, Margaret Dooley from Ireland. Nice to see you. Huh. I can't prove it, but I think my dad helped me ace a college exam in a dream. He perfectly explained a tough algebra problem, theorem. I wasn't understanding it all. I got 100% on my exam the next day, 2 years later. Wow. All right, Clarence, do you have any thank from you, Douglas? Thank you, and thank you, YouTube. Oh, my thyroid is getting worse. I don't have the energy to continue to live. Wow, well, you definitely should be seeing an endocrinologist, CG. You know, my thyroid was a little bit low, but it doesn't seem like it was as... Yeah, it's tough, the thyroid gland, man. It's a very, very important gland, CG. I have no idea if nutrition could help, but definitely have yourself under the care of a medical doctor, and maybe there are some supplements you can take. I don't know. But endocrinologist is the name of the game, at least for right now. How to come out of a negative traumatic event, how to deal with the impact of it? Well, there's something called EMDR that people use. You might want to find a therapist that does that. Talking about it makes a difference. There's a lot of good stuff out there on trauma. Nice work, Charles, taking a few days off. All right. Texas Angel says about thyroid, are you sure that's the only diagnosis? Okay, before we sign off, a couple more jokes from this. I need to have my regular jokes sitting here, which I will print out and have them right here from my book. Meanwhile, Laugh Out Loud joke book for kids. What do you call a bear standing in the rain? It does rain a lot here in Portland, and not recently, though. We're in a drought, but if there were a bear standing in the rain outside my window, I'd call him a drizzly bear. Isn't that cute? What happened when the spider got a new car? Of course, he took it for a spin. These are just 5-year-old jokes. What do you get from a pampered cow? Spoiled milk. And what is a reptile's favorite movie? Of course, it's The Lizard of Oz. There you have it. Anybody have 5-year-olds? Get this book for them. Have a great week off. Thank you. No problem. That's what my family's been telling me. I will take it easy. I'm glad you have a supportive family. Hey, Pastor Doug, have a well-earned time off. Rest and enjoy. So glad to hear about you 50 years plus friendship. Yes. Well, it was 50 years ago we started living and traveling together. We met each other at the age of 9. That's 63 years. Cat staying in the rain would be a soggy moggy in England. Okay? Not quite sure what moggy is, but yeah. How about a final joke? I guess Edward Steiner's not here. Can someone come up with a joke? Hey, harmonica or somebody? Lazy Eye Ranch, come on, your father told a lot of jokes. Tim VD Horst, simply love the live streams, great advice. Well, you're welcome. Myalgic encephalitis is the same thing as chronic fatigue syndrome. What a, boy, you know, in a spelling bee, I could never, encephalomyelitis. Itis means inflammation, right? And encephalo means like the lining of the nerves, right? Or maybe not. I think myelitis, myela is muscle, isn't it? Well, I'm going to look it up on Webster's as soon as I get off this. All right. Good question, though. So Jay, someone said, how to come out of a negative traumatic event? Yeah, well, $64,000 question. One day at a time. How to maintain motivation while recovering from mental illness? That's the name of the game, because a mental illness, especially depression, saps you of motivation. So you have to basically do it in small steps, see a counselor, and have people support you. Like if I can't go running, have someone come to my house and go running with me. Always better to do things in pairs. We'll be praying for Texas Angel. Wendy, she's an amazing person. She's written me. She's a loving, loving human being. She deserves only the best. Good luck, Texas. All right. So, 1 o'clock, one more reminder. Tell your live chat friends on May 30th, I'm going to take the first day off in 4 years. Tell me I deserve it. Well, I know I do. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you here for Pastor Doug's Depression Recovery Hour. It's all about community, isn't it, right? You remember what they said, you take one stick, you can break it. You put the sticks in a bundle, and you can't. That's a very good analogy about why we're stronger together than we are alone, right? What is Alcoholics Anonymous about, right? People coming together in groups, right? 1,000 meetings a day, 12-step meetings a day in Portland, millions around the world. Why? Because Bill Wilson and because Bob Smith found that together they could stop drinking and alone they couldn't. That's it. That's the whole ball of wax, right? That's why my depression support groups work for 20 years. That's why more people should be doing groups for people with mental illness, because we are more strong, or we are stronger together than we are alone. That is so simple. What a simple concept. We don't get it. We spend millions of dollars on research in America, billions of dollars. We have, psychiatrists who cost a lot of money and only spend 15 minutes with you. That will never be the answer to mental illness. Only will come, the answer will come in many, many levels. Neuroscience is great. New discoveries, TMS, ketamine, psilocybin, ECT, which people think is, not so cool, but it really is. These are all good tools, but nothing will ever replace human contact and love. So I'm not like a one-size-fits-all. You see my little thingam here. We have physical self-care, exercise, nutrition, medication, social support, family, friends, therapists, mental, emotional self-care, changing your negative beliefs, spiritual connection, prayer, meditation, finding purpose and meaning, gratitude, asking for guidance, spiritual community, and mental health, lifestyle habits, structure, routine, time and nature, setting goals, fulfilling work, pleasure, relaxation, creative self-expression, music therapy, stress management, relapse prevention, and a day of rest and being. Write me if you want this list. It has saved my life many times. And until we meet again on the 7th of June, I think, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. And remember, I have a video I went ahead and posted on Words That Heal, and on this coming Saturday, this will be a really powerful video called How to Find the Blessings During Difficult Times. So, or during challenging times, right. How to Find the Blessings During Challenging Times. And I'm going to write that down, and I want to let you know when it's going to be posted. New video to be posted on May 29th. How to find the blessings during right. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger, and love is the most powerful force in the universe. Take care, guys. See you in 2 weeks. Oh, by the way, after I sign off, you have about 10 more minutes to chat with each other.